Hello and welcome everybody to the Joint Freeing series. So today we're going to be moving through a 20 to 25 minute joint freeing series. And basically what this joint freeing series is a way for you to tell the difference between stretching and engaging muscles. And also just evaluate where you're at. So if some of these postures, poses, you don't have the full range of motion, just take note after class, and then I'll post other videos on things that you can do to work through those range of motions. So let's get started. So today we're going to get started in the staff pose, which is have your ankles in the dorsal flexion, which they're pointing back towards your head. And we're just going to take a couple breaths here just to kind of calm our mind and ground us into this space in this practice. And we're going to be using Ujjayi breathing. So we're going to inhale on an action and exhale on another action. Inhale and exhale. And I found a good resource for those of you that get confused with inhaling and exhaling. So when we think about moving away, we inhale. When we think about moving back towards the earth, we exhale. So we got 5 more of these. So let's just practice with your Ujjayi breathing. So now we're going to begin. So every movement is going to be 6 repetitions. This can be at your own pace. So if you fall behind, that's completely fine. I'm going to do it a little slower than usual so everybody can follow along. So the first step that we have is the ankle dorsal flexion with the plantar flexion. So we are already in the ankle dorsal flexion and we're going to move to the plantar flexion. So in order to do that, we're just going to push our feet down towards the ground and then come back up. So that's 1, 2, and while you're doing this, I really want you to focus on what muscles you're engaging. So when you're in this dorsal flexion, you are engaging all of your muscles in your tib area. And then in the flexion, you're engaging your calf muscles. So we have just a couple more here. And remember to use the Ujjayi breathing. So you breathe in when your toes are pointing, exhale out. Breathe in, exhale out. Okay, so that is the first step in our 21 poses joint freeing series. So we're going to move on to step 2. So we're going to stay in this position. We're going to put our feet as close together as possible. And what we're doing here is we're doing ankle flexion. So we're going to go in and out, in and out, in and out, in, out, in and out. And you can pretty much feel what muscles you're using. All of your muscles right here to pull in and out. 2 more times, in and out. Now we're going to move on to ankle rotation. So it's just like how it sounds. And we're going to be working all of those muscles that we just talked about in your ankles, your dorsal flexion, plantar flexion, ankle extension, and ankle inversion. So what you're going to do is you're going to do, let's do 6 out. One more. Okay, now we're going to go into knee extension and knee flexion. So we're going to start on our left leg, and so we're going to inhale And then exhale, bring it back out, inhale, and then exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. We're going to switch sides, but I'm going to turn a little bit just so you can kind of get a better view of what I'm doing. So staff position. And like I said, you're going to inhale, extension, exhale, flexion. Inhale, extension, exhale, flexion. Inhale, extension, exhale, flexion. We got one more here. You're going to come back to the staff pose, and then you can go ahead and turn back to this position, or I'm sure you're in this position anyways to begin with. All right, so the next one that we're going to go into is called the hip external rotators and the hip internal rotators. So we're going to start that by basically taking our left leg, and you're going to come out as you inhale, turn your foot forward and exhale. You should be able to feel this in all the muscles that connect into your hip flexor and into your hip. Let's do it one more time. And what we do on one side, we have to do on the other. So we're going to switch over to our right foot, and we're going to inhale, exhale in. Inhale, exhale in. Inhale, exhale in. One more, inhale, exhale in. Okay, now from this position, we're going to go into a tabletop, and we're going to focus on spine extension and spine flexion. And we're going to inhale on the spine extension, and then we're going to exhale on the spinal flexion. One more. All right, and from here, we're going to go into hip extension and hip flexion. So remember, we're going to start on our right, and we're going to exhale out, inhale in. Make the nose, exhale out. Make sure you're engaging your glutes. Exhale in, inhale out, exhale in, inhale out, exhale in. Okay, we're gonna switch sides now. We're gonna go to the left side. So here we go. We're gonna inhale out, make sure that we're tightening our core, tighten our glutes, and we're gonna exhale in, knee to nose. Inhale out, exhale in, inhale out, exhale in. Got 3 more left. Inhale out, exhale in, inhale out, exhale in. One more. Inhale out, exhale in. You can bring your knee back to this position. And then from here, we are going to go into, I'm going to face the center again. Because now we're going to go into hip abduction and hip adduction. So we're going to start with a hip adduction first. And so what you're going to do in this series is you're going to kind of spread your hands out a little bit, and then you're going to go make sure your core is engaged, and you're going to exhale in, inhale back up, exhale in, inhale back up, exhale in, performing the adduction, inhale back up, it's the abduction. One more. And then we're going to switch to the other side. So you're going to do the same thing on the other side. You're going to exhale for the hip abduction and inhale for the hip abduction. Exhale for the hip adduction. Inhale for the hip abduction. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. One more. Exhale. Inhale. All right, for the next couple poses, you can either sit in hero's pose, which is on your heels. And if you have a hard time with that, you can sit like this, but I still have a hard time just because I had a knee injury in the past. So I'm going to choose to sit cross-legged during all of this. So now we're going to go into a wrist flexion and wrist extension. So we're going to start with our hands up, and we're going to inhale into the flexion and exhale into the extension. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more time. Inhale, exhale. And the next one that we're going to move into is called the radial deviation and the lunar deviation. So we're going to keep our hands back out. We're going to switch our palms over, and we're just going to inhale out, exhale in. Inhale out, exhale in. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. All right, and from here, we're going to do full wrist rotations. So we're going to do 6 to the right, and 6 back into center. Okay, and from here, we're still leaving our arms out. And we're going to go into an elbow extension and elbow flexion. So we're going to inhale and then exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more. Inhale, exhale. Okay, now we're going to keep our arms still up in this position where our knuckles are up on our shoulder blades, and we're going to go into a shoulder abduction and a shoulder adduction. So we're going to start out here and then inhale out, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more time. Inhale, exhale. Okay, now from here, we're going to inhale back out. We're going to put our arms up just like this. And we're going to go to a shoulder external rotation and a shoulder internal rotation. So from here, we already inhaled. We're going to exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Okay, and then from here, we're gonna put our arms just down for a second, take a break, take a little bit of water, because I know that was a lot for your upper body, especially if you're not used to this. Kind of check in with yourself if you need to make notes on what felt good, what didn't feel good, if you lack some range of motion in any of those joint series up until this point. And now we're going to move on. We just have a couple left, so bear with me. We're going to move on to the shoulder flexion and shoulder extension. So we're going to inhale, and then we're going to exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more, inhale, exhale. And then from here, we're going to go into a scapula adduction and a scapula abduction. So basically we're working the back of your shoulders, down through your lats, and in your back. So the way that we're gonna do that is almost like a sitting cat-cow. So we're gonna inhale, push our diaphragm back, our head back, our diaphragm out, head back, and then we're gonna exhale, round that back. Inhale, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Exhale, round the back. Squeeze, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Exhale. All right, from this position, we are going to go into spinal lateral flexion. So we're going to start on the right side, the right hand. What we're going to do is we're going to inhale, exhale back down. Inhale, exhale back down. Inhale, exhale back down. One more time. Inhale, exhale back down. We're going to switch over to the left, do the same thing. So inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. All right, from that point, we're going to do some spine rotations. So you're going to head and go back out into that staff pose. And there's a couple ways we can do this. You can take your right leg first and put it over your left leg. And then you're gonna rotate your torso towards the right. You're gonna inhale, exhale, inhale. Make sure you're sitting up straight. We're going to change sides. So your right leg comes back down, and then your left leg comes over, and you're going to go rotate in. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And you're going to come back to the center. And those spine rotations are great because they help all of your abdominals, your obliques. All right, and to close out the series, we're going to do some things with our neck. So the first thing is neck extension. So we're going to inhale, and the next neck flexion, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Right now we're going to move into the neck lateral flexion. So we're just going to go side, inhale, exhale, back forward, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Okay, and the last joint freeing series posture that we're going to do is the neck lateral rotation. So you're just going to rotate your neck. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. One big breath in. Inhale, exhale, hands to heart center. Namaste. Feel free to use this practice to warm up before any other yoga sessions or just to get an evaluation of where you're at with your range of motion and to really work through the difference between muscle strength and stretching. So if you have any questions, like always, go ahead and post them in the comments. We have comments. If you'd love to subscribe, if you want to see something else, just message me. Thank you. Namaste.